Hey guys, and welcome to another segment of Beyond the Film Fest. Today, on behalf of the movie premiere of The Drownsman at the Fantasia Film Fest, we have got two of the cast members of the movie, Sydney Kondruss and Clare Bastable.
What I'm seeing, it's in your head. This is different. I'm seeing this man. This is an intervention, Maddie. People overcome their fears all the time. You need to understand that this is just a phobia.
No, please. We're gonna try and make contact with the entity you're seeing.
We open ourselves up to communicate with whoever it is that wishes to speak to Madison. We opened something! Please, not today, Sebastian. Something's after us. All of us. I know how to stop it. He's here.
No, he's not. He's not real.
Perfect. Yeah, so what was the first impression about the movie script before you even making it?
What I love personally about The Drownsman was that it's more or less it's a different kind of phobia than most horror films. It's not bloody. It's more psychological, and the idea of being caught in confined spaces that is drenched in water. Like a lot of people have water fears and claustrophobia, and I like that it tapped into that, because I don't think there's too much of that. And well, some films have, but this whole entire film is based on it, and that's what sort of drew me to it. I really liked it, and it was lots of good characters in it too.
Yeah, for me, I loved the idea of a supernatural villain, because those are the horror films that I'm a huge fan of.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's not like gore based, like it's not a bloody film. It's a character based film. And I love that. I love the concept of The Drownsman. I just thought it was so eerie, the whole claustrophobia factor, the fear of water, and I also love the characters. Like I think something that Chad and Cody were both really big on was the girls in the film, they're not stereotypes that you would see. They're just real girls. They're just a group of friends experiencing this horror. So for me, like as an actor, that allowed me to tap into real fear. It was, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And did you guys have to prepare for the characters? Like, did you guys have to make research about how to actually put yourself into that certain character to be able to work with Madison?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How was it? Was it hard to prepare for that specific character, or?
Well, there's always a certain amount of research and preparation that you do for every role, for every film, and it varies from project to project. For this one in particular, I did do some research on people who have water phobias and what that means. That it's the fear of the unknown, and how that affects somebody on their day-to-day basis, and if there's treatments that they seek specifically for that, and what a family member or a friend can do to help that person is what I started looking into, because our characters are trying to help Madison overcome her fear. So that's personally what I did for preparation. We did a lot of like talking between each other, with Michelle and Carolyn, and we never spoke to Ryan. Actually, we kept away from the Drownsman himself.
That helped.
But we did a lot of preparation, talking to each other, and what our history was amongst each other, our friendships, and where where her phobia developed and when we noticed it the first time, that sort of stuff. So we did definitely, of course, did some preparation.
Yeah, I definitely did some research into things like chakras and crystals and all of that kind of stuff, because my character Catherine, she's a clairvoyant, which obviously is something that I have experience with personally. But I mean, she's not an expert by any means. This is something that she more has an interest in, and she's the kind of person that would be researching all this stuff on her own. Like, she's the kind of girl that would stay in on the weekend and read up on these books of spells or read about chakras and energy. So I definitely read into that kind of thing just to sort of get myself in that headspace. And just going off what Sydney was saying, like, in terms of the Drownsman and getting in the headspace of that, it definitely helped not really getting to speak to Ryan in between scenes. And we didn't really know Ryan. Like, I didn't really get a chance to get to know him at all before we started shooting. So I only ever saw him as the Drownsman. So it was really cool. He was sort of this ominous presence on set.
We didn't even know what he looked like.
Yeah.
We didn't even know what he looked like in real life.
Yeah.
They put a lot of effort into keeping us separate from the Drownsman until a specific scene in the film where we're all together and he first appears. So in that moment, it was quite method for all of us. We didn't really have to dive into too much fear because he looks disgusting. He really does, and it was
pretty
scary.
Great makeup. Yeah.
For the vision of the roles, like I, from what I saw, the 4 girls are not the same at all. Like, they have different characters and stuff. So was it for you guys? Was it close to your real character? Like, I know that there's the one who is, I think it's the I don't remember if it's you or, because it was I remember there was a particular scene that I really liked, when she was you guys were in the bathroom. She was like throwing herself and you guys were like holding hands.
Yeah.
And I remember I don't know if it's you or the other girl who was like, I saw someone.
Yeah, that was Catherine.
Yeah, exactly. So we see that there's the innocent one and there's the tough one, and you know there's
it's pretty true to life.
We can sort of see sort of by the way we present ourselves and the way we look. Claire for sure embodies Catherine in the way she dresses, and she has such a sort of angelic, regal spirit about her. And Lauren, my character, was very much rough around the edges, tough,
strong presence.
Strong presence. You know, trying to look at the more literal side of things and to bring Madison out of it, and to you know, just strong armor out of her fears. And in some cases I do relate to that for sure, absolutely. But in some ways, like I didn't, and I don't. So I do have to obviously put on a bit of a character for her.
So did you have a hard time actually being in the specific character, like doing that specific character, or was it like really like going with the flow and just being it, and you know?
Well, it was. I didn't have too much of a hard time because, like I said, we did so much talking about what our roles were in our friendship, and our circle of friends, and what we meant to each other. So we talked a lot about that so that we would understand the hierarchy of our friendship. So it really wasn't too difficult, but once after we spoke about it, we really wanted to make sure that when we were shooting and we were in the scenes that we listened to each other. Because that's the most important thing, is so we could play off each other naturally within our characters.
I definitely see myself a lot in Catherine. I think, well, in one of the first meetings with Chad, we had one-on-one meetings with him before we started shooting, and he mentioned that Catherine is very much like a homebody. Like, she's the kind of girl that would rather stay in on a weekend, which is very true to life with me. But I think, in all honesty, like, I think there's a sincerity about her and a loyalty, because she's not really a part of this group of friends until the chaos happens, and she kind of sticks it out to the end. Like, she's there to try and help them, and I think she just honestly wants to just help and just be that hope, I guess. And so
the idea of 5 girls and one of them having a problem like this, do you think it would have been different if it was 4 guys having a phobia of this kind? Do you think it would be different to the audience, for example?
I never even thought about
That's a good question.
That is a good question. Yeah, I like that one. If it was 5 guys, probably, because we, as a group of friends, we really wanted to nurture Madison, and Carolyn plays quite a maternal figure, and you know, definitely a male role could tap into that, but I don't think maybe quite to the extent. So it would probably differ in that sort of behavior. But I sort of thought of my character as being more of like the masculine role anyway. So yeah, there were. I think it would probably be quite different if we were played by men.
And I think like one of the factors within the film that's quite strong is that there is that link to the Drownsman's mother or something. There's like a connection to him needing to feel the comfort of a woman's heartbeat. Like it's something about being in the womb for him. So I think that is such a strong element of our film. So I love that it's female leads. And I think one of the things I really love about it is that, like, I don't know, they're just such strong characters. But it's not something that's remarked upon in a way that it's, I don't know. It's just there. Like, we're just these present women.
Yeah, but we still do see the balance between the characters too. Like we have the innocent one, but we have the tough one as well. So it kind of balances out, even if it's all featured by women and stuff. So
definitely.
And was it like, did you guys get along from the beginning to the end of the movie, or you guys had like
instantly? We were really fortunate that we got along together so well. Yeah. You know, you work on other films and you meet actors and sometimes you don't click, and that's okay. That happens, and that's part of the gig. But with us, because we lived in a house together for a while and lived in the same space, shared a lot of the same things, we bonded quite fast, and we were all like-minded and very respectful of each other's process or acting process. Yeah, we still talk to each other to this day, and I don't know, it was an experience I think we'll always sort of remember and share amongst each other.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of giggle fits.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of laughing between takes, which is great because on like long days and it's such a heavy film, it's so nice to be able to just laugh and feel like you can relax.
We really were very focused, and then you just hit, you know, a 10-hour, 12-hour mark, and your mind goes,
just fades.
and you just start to laugh.
Yeah,
and we had a lot of giggle fits, but we haven't seen the film, and they say you can't tell there's any giggle fits anywhere. So we're really excited to see it.
Maybe it's a start to a greater thing that includes the 4 of you.
Yeah.
So to who do you suggest this movie most? Would you suggest it to a certain kind of audience, or you would suggest it to anybody who's into this, like into thriller, into like, to who would you suggest it the most?
I mean, one of the things that they keep saying is that it's a real throwback to the 80s and 90s supernatural villains, which I think is something we definitely don't see a lot of today. And I know that there are tons of fans out there of that kind of a film, myself included. So I would definitely target it to that. I think people are excited and sort of anticipating a new villain.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah. It's such a throwback to that group of people. I think would really enjoy it. I'd love to see lots of women to come out and see it too. I'm not saying that they don't, but they like more so because we play sort of strong women, and I think that might be appealing to them. But I honestly would tell my parents to go watch it too. So I really think right across the board, everybody should go. Yeah, because it's, like I said, it's not gory, so I know there's a lot of people out there that are, you know, standoffish with a lot of blood and stuff. This is a whole different bag, you know?
touch. I think anybody.
I wouldn't
think
recommend
so.
it to someone with like a fear of water.
I would.
Maybe. Would
Just-
you?
Just
Or like
laugh.
claustrophobia. I don't know.
But also the fact that it represents women so well, because you know there's that bond and there's that collaboration that all like women are actually helping each other out and all of that. I find that that's a strong message too. Actually.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot, girls.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
For today, I guess.
All right.
Thank you.
I was
Great.
suggested to my teacher.